Close your eyes. Now picture yourself standing at the heart of the Sahara, not a desert, but a sea of silence and fire. Where golden dunes roll like waves, frozen in time. And the horizon shimmers, unreachable, as if the world itself has no edge. Above you, the sun blazes, not a distant star, but a merciless God. Casting no shade, offering no mercy. Every grain of sand beneath your feet feels molten, as though the earth itself has caught fire and dares you to walk across it. The air dances in waves of heat. It doesn't just press against your skin, it enters your lungs. Drying your breath, tightening your chest. Turning each inhale into a struggle, each exhale into surrender. Winds rise suddenly, sharp and relentless. But instead of cooling you, they scorch. They whip sand through the air like 1,000 invisible knives. Stinging your eyes, peeling your skin, testing your will. In the Sahara, survival is not a matter of luck. It is a test of instinct, endurance, and ancient knowledge. This place bows to no one. It listens only to those who move with wisdom, not haste. To last a day here, you must read shadows like maps. Follow animal tracks that vanish in moments. And find water where others see only death. By night, the desert transforms. The heat retreats, replaced by a sudden, unforgiving cold. That slices through cloth, bone, and memory alike. Oh no, the stars above offer your only compass. But the sand below? It forgets your footprints within minutes, as if daring you to remember the way or vanish. This is no place for the faint-hearted. The Sahara demands respect. It doesn't just reveal your strength, it reveals who you are. So, are you ready to step into the unknown? To face not only the world's harshest desert, but the deepest corners of yourself? Then walk with us. The journey through the Sahara has only just begun. Fury of the sun, where fire walks the earth. But the Sahara is never finished with you. You can leave it behind, in theory, walk away, board a plane, cross the ocean, but something lingers. The sand gets into your boots, your lungs, your dreams. Long after the journey ends, the desert stays. It clings, not just to the body, but to the mind. Ask the Tuareg, the blue people of the dunes, whose faces are half shadowed by indigo veils, and whose souls are woven from wind and patience. They do not fear the desert. They respect it because they know it cannot be conquered. They trace invisible paths across sun-baked emptiness, guided not by maps, but by memory, instinct, and the curvature of stars. Even their silence speaks. In the Sahara, silence is not absence. It is presence in another form. There is a rhythm out here, slower than heartbeat, older than language. And once you start to hear it, you can never unhear it again. Some say the dunes move in their sleep. Others swear they've heard voices in the wind. There was a caravan lost near the Murzouk Sand Sea in 1923. "30 men, 20 camels, vanished into dust." All that was ever found was a single sandal and a string of prayer beads half buried near an acacia tree. The rest? The desert kept them. It doesn't explain. It doesn't apologize. It simply absorbs. But it also teaches. Out here, you learn that thirst is not just physical, it is spiritual. That hunger has more than one meaning. That time stretches, warps, folds in on itself like the fabric of a mirage. One hour feels like a lifetime. A single step can feel like a verdict. And yet, the desert keeps calling. Not in shouts, but in pulses. A ripple in the air, a shimmer at the edge of the eye. People come here for many reasons. Some are explorers, tracing forgotten routes from Cairo to Timbuktu. Some are pilgrims, seeking visions, chasing myths older than their own bloodlines. Some come to disappear. A woman once wandered into the sand after losing her child. She never returned, but her footprints were found, leading to the base of a dune, then stopping. Some say she became part of the wind. The desert is not without beauty, but it is not a beauty that comforts. It's the kind that unsettles, that strips away everything until only the essential remains. A cracked bowl of water left by a nomad for a stranger. A shadow cast by a camel on its knees. A sliver of moon caught between two dunes. Out here, even the small becomes sacred. And still, the Sahara shifts. What was once a village is now a ghost mound, covered in sand. What was once a trail is now a trap. But there's always something watching. A lone vulture circles overhead, not impatient, just certain. In the distance, a sandstorm brews, tall as a cathedral, slow as judgment. It moves not like weather, but like memory, slow, inexorable, impossible to escape. A truck once tried to outrun it. Its engine screamed, its wheels churned. But the sand always wins. The chassis was found 3 weeks later, half swallowed, like a carcass halfway through a snake's throat. Even machines here feel mortal. Even shadows grow weary. Yet in the midst of this punishment, something else stirs. A well dug by hand, still giving water after 1,000 years. A child born in a goat hair tent while the storm raged outside. A song passed from mother to daughter, carried on the breath of fire and tea. Hope exists here, but it wears different clothes. It does not shine, it survives. It is not loud, it endures. The Sahara doesn't nurture, it tests. Not your strength, but your clarity. It will ask, what do you truly need? Then it will take everything else. But if you answer truthfully, it may let you pass. Not safely, never comfortably. But perhaps just this once, it will watch you go. Because in the end, the desert offers no conclusion. Only continuation. The story doesn't end when you leave. The desert comes with you, in the heat behind your eyes, in the silence between words, in the patience that wasn't there before. And when the noise of the world grows too loud again, you will find yourself turning west. Looking back toward the place where your name didn't matter. Toward the horizon that burned everything away, except the truth. That is the gift of the Sahara. Not escape. But revelation. Even here, where the sun rains without mercy and the wind strips the earth to its bones, something breathes. Life, fragile, elusive, astonishing in its genius. The Sahara's fury would shatter most ecosystems. The daily plunge from blistering heat to bone-chilling cold isn't a climate, it's a crucible. Yet within this extremity, evolution has orchestrated a symphony of survival that borders on the miraculous. Beneath dunes that shift like waves after the wind lays down its howl, the desert reveals its true nature, not barren, but veiled. A web of quiet endurance stretches below the surface, more intricate than any map. Here, trees stretch their roots like fingers down through ancient stone, sometimes more than 100 feet deep, chasing whispers of water locked in the bedrock. The desert date palm thrives where most plants perish, drawing sustenance from dust and memory. Acacias, stoic and skeletal, bear leaves so small they scarcely exhale moisture. Each thorn, each curve, is a negotiation with thirst. And then, there are creatures who sleep through time. And then, there are creatures who sleep through time. The Sahara rain frog vanishes into the earth, dormant for months, sometimes years, waiting for the rhythm of distant clouds. When rain finally blesses the land, it emerges, mates, sings its short song, and disappears again, as if it were never there. As if it were only imagined. Reptiles rule not with force, but with finesse. The sandfish lizard doesn't walk the dunes, it swims through them. Its slick, scale-armored body gliding beneath the surface like a fish through fire. Its eyelids, its skin, even the shape of its nose, every part engineered by time, not to fight the desert, but to become part of it. Above, the desert lark takes to the sky, not to escape, but to endure. Its pale feathers reflect heat. Its songs are short. Its diet scavenged from scattered seeds. It lives on what others overlook. And then, beyond borders, the Namib's welwitschia teaches a kind of botanical resilience that bends belief. Just 2 leaves, twisted and torn by decades of wind, growing without end for centuries. Some over 1,000 years old. Their secret? Drinking fog. In the Sahara, strength is nothing. Stillness is power. Efficiency is salvation. Here, survival doesn't roar, it murmurs. It hides in the grain of a pebble, the curl of a root, the blink of a lizard beneath the dust. Nothing here moves quickly, but everything here moves with purpose. To the untrained eye, this is emptiness. To those who wait, who kneel, who watch, it is revelation. Each organism is a testament. To patience. To precision. To lives shaped not by comfort, but by necessity. And so the question lingers, what else survives here, cloaked in silence? What other stories lie curled beneath this brutal sun, waiting for dusk or a single drop of rain? Perhaps the desert will answer. Or perhaps it already has, whispering through the roots, the feathers, the scales, the silence. You just have to listen. Because in the Sahara, life does not announce itself. It waits to be discovered. And once seen, it is never forgotten. Whispers of life, the ones who endure. Long before nations carved lines into sand, before maps dared name the unknown, even before the word Sahara ever echoed in human speech, people were here. Not merely surviving. They were thriving. In the belly of what we now call emptiness, archaeologists have found shards of pottery, tools, and cave paintings that whisper of a different time. A time when this desert breathed green. "10,000 years ago, the Sahara was not a wasteland, it was a cradle. There were rivers, lakes, and swamps teeming with the hippos and crocodiles. Elephants roamed where now only shadows stretch. Giraffes grazed in savannas now buried beneath waves of sand. On the dark walls of forgotten caves, humans painted the world they knew, alive, abundant, in motion. Then as the skies closed, the rains withdrew, and slowly the green turned to gold. But humanity did not retreat. It adapted. Enter the Tuareg, the blue people of the Sahara. Clothed in indigo that stains both fabric and skin, they are not simply wanderers of sand. They are its keepers, its poets, it's the memory incarnate. No GPS, no compass, only stars overhead and instinct in their bones. Their caravans, once heavy with salt, gold, and dates, stitched together continents, moving from Timbuktu to Ghadames, from oasis to oasis. For the Tuareg, water is not just need, it is knowledge. A lone acacia tree might hint at an ancient spring below. A flight of birds across an empty sky could reveal the pulse of an unseen well. To them, the Sahara is not silent, it murmurs, it instructs, it warns. And they know how to listen. Berbers, Tibu, Moors, and Bedouins each has carved a different story into the dunes. Each people, each dialect, each gesture passed down with the care one might give a flame in wind. Food here is spare, but sacred. Flatbread scorched on stone. Tea boiled once for taste, again for strength, a third time for patience. And above all, hospitality. To offer shelter is not kindness, it is law. Because denying a traveler here is to let the desert finish them. But tradition in the Sahara is not a relic. It is resistance. Dust storms rise like walls, but the Tuareg ride through them, wrapped in cloth, wrapped in silence. Temperatures swing from blazing noon to freezing midnight, and still the tents hold. Made of goat hair, stitched by hand, they breathe and bend like the desert itself. Here's a tale that's told not in books, but around embers. A caravan lost its way when the storm erased the world. No path, no stars, just sand. The young faltered, the supplies ran low. But an elder, face like aged leather, eyes like flint, lifted his nose to the wind. "Date palms," he whispered. No one saw them, but they walked. By twilight, a grove stood waiting, a well beneath. Water. Faith fulfilled not by sight, but by scent, by belief. In this land, panic is a faster killer than thirst. So they move with rhythm, not speed. They rest when the sun dominates. They walk when the moon becomes their compass. Their stories live in skin, not scrolls. They are sung, scarred, tattooed, shared in fragments, carried on wind. And yet, the outside world presses in. Climate patterns change. Drought deepens. Modern borders bisect ancient trails. Some young nomads trade the desert for concrete. The camel for the screen. The call to prayer for the hum of engines. But not all leave. Some still remain. Guardians of silence. Whisperers of sand. Warriors, not with weapons, but with knowledge passed breath to breath. They are not here to conquer. They are here to remember. And to teach us, if we care to listen, what it means to truly endure. Because when the world forgets how to be still, how to wait, how to find direction in nothing but wind, it is the people of the Sahara who remind us. Survival is not about domination. It is about harmony. It is about reading the land like scripture. It is about walking forward, and even when the earth forgets your name. The desert will erase your footprints. But not your presence. Not if you leave behind understanding. Not if you walk with humility. With wonder, and with eyes open to what can't be seen, only felt. Born of dust, children of the endless sun. The Sahara has always been in motion. Not just its dunes, but its destiny. What was once a lush savanna became a wasteland. Now, some wonder, could it change again? Satellite imagery, time-lapse maps, and paleoclimatic data suggest that the Sahara shifts in rhythm with Earth's orbit. A green Sahara, scientists say, returns every 20,000 years. And we may be on the cusp of that cycle once more. But this time, the change might not come from nature alone. In Senegal, Mauritania, and Chad, a wall is rising. Not of stone, but of trees. The Great Green Wall, an ambitious, Pan-African project to reforest 5,000 miles of desert edge. Designed to hold back the sands and breathe life into arid soil. Can humans reverse what time once carved? Meanwhile, deep beneath the Sahara's silence, countries race to tap the largest underground freshwater reserve in the world. The Nubian Sandstone Aquifer System. Libya once built the great man-made river. A $25 billion network of buried pipelines to deliver desert water to coastal cities. It worked until war silenced the pumps. But the water still flows, somewhere beneath. There are whispers now of solar cities, gleaming arrays stretching across the Algerian desert. Where sun is harvested not to burn, but to power. In theory, but just a fraction of the Sahara's sunlight could power all of Europe. But who will control that energy? As the climate shifts and populations grow, the Sahara is no longer just a barrier. It is a frontier of hope, of conflict, of reinvention. Desert nations now wrestle with borders drawn in colonial ink. Tuareg fighters ask not for wealth, but autonomy. Ethnic tensions flare like wildfires. Smugglers, migrants, mercenaries, ghosts on motorbikes vanish into the dunes. The old trade routes still exist, but now they move people, not spices. Dreams, not salt. And still, but under this all, the wind moves the same. The sand hums the same note it has for thousands of years. The Sahara may forget names, but it never forgets patterns. Droughts return. Empires fall. And always, someone dares to cross. So, what comes next? A desert reborn. Or one consumed by heat, stripped of stories, left behind by machines? The future of the Sahara may depend on what we choose to remember and what we choose to forget. Because here, in the largest non-polar desert on Earth, past sleeps just beneath the sand. The present struggles under the sun. And the future waits somewhere. Just beyond the next dune.